Every bad guy in the world could be gunning for the Brunners at the end of FUBAR Season 1. From twisted love triangles to shattered secret lives, let's break down how they got there and where they go next. Arnold Schwarzenegger is back in his element in Netflix's action comedy FUBAR. He stars the CIA agent Luke Brunner, who is nearing retirement. That's when he discovers his daughter Emma has also been keeping the same secret from the family and working as an operative. After discovering Emma's secret, Luke works together with her and a team consisting of Alden, Rue, Barry, and Tina. Their main mission is to take down an international terrorist and arms dealer, Boro. The group gets close a few times, but the season sees them often having to shake up their approach. Turns out their man is a bit of a slippery customer who has his own network of bad guys doing his bidding. The other story of FUBAR is how Luke and Emma's personal lives continue to suffer due to their top-secret work. Luke tries to encourage his daughter to learn from his mistakes and not repeat them, but this only accelerates her issues.
Take your daughter to work day is going well.
She and her fiancé Carter break up after she starts snogging her colleague Alden, whom she has conflicted feelings for. Similarly, Luke has his relationship woes as he rekindles the romance with his ex-wife Tally, whom he has never gotten over. There's a problem there, though. Tally is in a relationship with Donnie, but she promises she will break it off for Luke. After Luke breaks her heart for the second time in what he deems an effort to spare her from further pain, Tally takes a plunge and decides she wants to commit and marry Donnie. FUBAR Season 1 ends on an action-packed note that ties up a few loose threads, but also introduces a bunch of new ones into the mix. Luke makes a big call in the season finale after Emma and Boro work together to try and avoid the impending explosion in Sardovia. While Luke has the ability to help Boro out of danger, he decides against it, fearing that he will come after his family later on.
You gave me your word, let me out!
I'm sorry, I can't let you come after her.
Despite his closeness to the criminal as a child and his previous reluctance, Luke leaves the villain to perish in the nuclear explosion and escapes with his daughter. Back home, Luke announces his official retirement from the CIA and gets blindsided by the news that Tally is marrying Donnie. Initially, he accepts the decision and wishes both Tally and Donnie well, despite having no plans to attend the wedding. Emma eggs her father on, though, telling him to fight for her mother and what he wants.
I'm trying to be the bigger man.
You're being the dumber man.
Spurred by his daughter's encouragement, Luke arrives at the church before the ceremony and tells Tally the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. He reveals everything about his past as a CIA agent, explaining how it was the reason for his odd behavior all those years ago and how he kept it a secret to protect his family. Then, all of a sudden, Luke's car explodes outside of the church. It goes from church bells to hell's bells as terrorists swarm the ceremony and start firing. Luke and Emma pull out their weapons and return the gunfire, revealing themselves as something much more to the wedding guests. A burnt-looking Boro reappears, holding Tally at gunpoint and demanding revenge. In a typical dastardly villainous monologue, he discusses how he survived the explosion and found Emma and Luke. His nefarious plan is for them to shoot each other in front of their loved ones.
The two of you, the two liars! Face each other, take your guns, and point them at each other's heads.
Tally uses the medal that Luke showed her as proof of his past to stab and unstabilize Boro, who then takes a hail of bullets from Emma and Luke. However, both father and daughter understand this is only the start of their problems since their true identities have been compromised, and they believe Boro might have sold the information to others. A black van arrives, and Luke, Emma, Tally, Donnie, Carter, Barry, Alden, Rue, and the rest of the family, including Oscar Brunner and his family, jump in. It's made clear that everyone's life is about to change and they can no longer go back to how it was before. Luke even describes the situation as being particularly FUBAR, up beyond all repair. FUBAR Season 1 is all about secrets and the damage they cause in the long run. It's also abundantly obvious that the lack of honesty is behind Luke and Tally's marriage falling apart in the first place. She believes he sells gym equipment for a living and is a generally unreliable human being who lets her down. Luke did have the chance to come clean to her, though, when they reignited their relationship in this season. His plan for retirement was already in place, so he could have been honest much earlier, but he lied again.
You deserve to know the truth. Barry has a gambling problem.
He puts her through the ringer yet again by luring her in and dumping her when it becomes serious. Then, once he realizes he may lose her forever to Donnie, he unloads everything on her wedding day. While it might sound like a grand gesture to win her back, it isn't. It shows a bit of Luke's selfishness and trust issues. He might hide behind the fact that he's protecting her and the family from potential danger by not disclosing what he really does, but being a part of their lives and in that line of work will always put them at risk, as the finale proves. The least he could have afforded her was the truth from the start. He only told her now because she was about to get married to someone else, and he didn't like it. The show features a lot of guns and fists flying, but at its heart is, well, matters of the heart. The season finale leaves a question mark on the status of two major love triangles, and no matter the outcome, some beloved characters will be left brokenhearted here. The first involves Luke, Tally, and Donnie. Anyone can see that Luke and Tally share a deep connection, and it has never gone away despite their divorce. Plus, they realize the sparks still exist after their latest fling. Then there's Donnie, a nice guy who has genuine feelings for Tally. He might not have the bluster of Luke, but he treats Tally well and is there for her when she needs him.
I mean, he's trying to replace me. He's cock-holding the entire family.
Please stop saying that.
With all three together now, it remains to be seen if Luke will make a play for Tally in front of Donnie, or if Tally will admit her feelings for Luke. In all likelihood, it looks like Donnie will be the biggest loser in this situation. Then there's the drama between Emma, Alden, and Carter. Much like Donnie, Carter is the secure, reliable option for Emma. However, Alden possesses a more dangerous and seductive appeal. She has already cheated on Carter with Alden, and it's evident there are also feelings there. While Carter and Emma may be broken up, there's a hint they may try to work things out again. However, Alden might have something to say about that. After the gunfire in the church, no one has much time to process what just happened. It's understandable. The adrenaline must be through the roof, and they are more concerned about their safety than anything else at the moment. However, once the dust settles, the noggins will start ticking and questions will be asked. Imagine how someone like Oscar must feel knowing his father and sister are CIA agents and he never knew about it. Surely he must feel a sense of betrayal at how they kept this from him for so long.
So, you're all CIA?
No, just me. And Luke. And Emma.
Similarly, spare a thought for poor Carter. He already believes the relationship between him and Emma consisted of lies. Now this extra bit of additional info will make him question everything about their relationship, including if it was even real in the first place. Make no mistake about it, Luke and Emma have a lot of explaining to do to their friends and family here, and won't be able to brush this incident under the carpet. Tina doesn't make it to the church as Barry's date since she's wrapping something up at the office. She receives a call and suddenly she switches from English to Russian.
Я перезвоню позже. We'll have some разговор.
It's a shocking moment that leaves the audience with a lot of questions about Tina and her real motivations. At the start of FUBAR Season 1, Tina arrives on the scene as a transfer from another department. She starts a romance with Barry and quickly earns the trust of the rest of the team. Later, she reveals to Barry that she is meant to be transferred out again. Undeterred, he pulls internal strings and calls on a few favors to ensure she stays where she is so they can continue their relationship. However, the big reveal in the season finale indicates that Tina may not be who she claims to be. There's a possibility that she could be a double agent and working with adversaries to infiltrate the CIA, including faking a relationship with Barry to gain his trust. Equally concerning is the identity of the person on the opposite end of her phone call. Is it her real boss or potentially the villain for another season of the show? Despite Luke and Emma's fears, none of their loved ones are actually hurt in FUBAR Season 1. They escape Boral's wrath relatively unscathed, which means they are incredibly lucky and fortunate. However, neither of those elements makes for riveting television shows, so this is merely the calm before the storm. Saving all the main characters here, it's a sure sign that there is major trouble brewing down the road for the protagonists. In essence, Luke and Emma haven't suffered at all. Boral wanted revenge against them for what they did to him and for messing up his plans, but he didn't succeed in the slightest. The worst thing he did is reveal their secret to their family and friends. That being said, there is potential danger on the horizon, especially considering the group of untrained and unarmed people with them now. While no one doubts Luke, Emma, and the rest of the CIA's crew's ability to defend themselves, they're surrounded by regular foe who make the best targets for rogues.
Oh man, I picked the wrong day to get high.
Unless FUBAR takes a drastic left turn, it's likely the audience has seen the last of Boro. There's no chance he survived all those bullets to the chest, and Rue makes sure he's done by popping him one more time for good measure. So that's the curtain call and his time as the villain of the show. As Luke states, though, it's uncertain how many others know Luke and Emma's real identities now. Boro could have sold the information to the highest bidder or even offered it up voluntarily as a middle finger to the Brunners. Perhaps he might have told a few of the other insidious characters he interacted with earlier in the season. Alternatively, there's the real possibility that Tina and the mysterious person she spoke to on the phone could be revealed as the next antagonists here. If she's been a double agent all along, this could be the next phase of some master plan, one we may learn more about in the potential FUBAR Season 2.